Many of them say that, there are a lot of people who get into conspiracy theories. There are many who say, though, that we should just keep asking questions and finding out really if there are people who still to this day should be held accountable for what happened 6 years ago.
I got a question. 6 years ago, I want to know what's happening to your face right now. It's the same exact glitch that apparently only affects newscasters and people on camera when they get uncomfortable. And guess what? You apparently feel uncomfortable about something. These are live broadcasts that somehow slipped past the editors or producers, whoever clips these things together, but with only a 10-second delay, it might have been a little rough catching on, to their faces, morphing as they're kicking back, smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer. So I'm going to take a wild guess. It's a camera malfunction that distorts these people's faces. And the next clip of this newscaster, this woman, is claiming that she's being harassed by the people in the back who were screaming at her for not getting her lines right. But she read the story perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. And she's like, "Oh, I can hear you," and points to her eyebrow or her brain. Now, if I were an alien and she's winking at me, I'm thinking, oh, she's pretty cute. But the problem is she's trying to pass off as a human, and she's clearly not, because guess what? That's the same camouflage face the dude had.
If you're not already bipolar...
I hear yelling in the booth. Are they yelling at me for the way I read that?
You did great.
Yeah, they're yelling at you because you read it. You read it perfectly, idiot. And the other girl in the blue dress is saying, if you're not bipolar already, you should maybe change back to human form. And this guy's saying she didn't read the story. She doesn't know what's going on, even though she read it perfectly.
Excuse me.
I could hear Lisa yelling.
Give her a break. She didn't read it earlier. She doesn't know the story. It's okay. Just stop it. She's okay.
I could hear you.
Yeah,
I heard you.
Yeah, and every time I hear somebody say something, I point at my eyebrow. Oh, I heard you. Duh. Idiot. And this woman's shocked at what she's saying. She's like, I can't believe you just transformed on camera in front of millions, or the 3 people that watch this stupid channel. But don't worry, everybody, because this is perfectly normal. My face is shifting into a cat-like camouflage form. But don't worry, the only issue is she didn't prepare and familiarize herself with the story. That's the only problem. Up next is a guy who knows he's screwing up, and he darts off camera lickety-split. Oh no, look everybody, my face is turning green, gray, black, and white. Now I gotta get out of here. And there's never an explanation given. As if this is normal behavior, to duck and hide from the camera during your show. So where are you going? Why are you ducking out? It's your broadcast. It's as if he's trying to pick up some girls and he just farted or something and he's gotta get out of there. His batteries died, his camouflage wore off, or he lost concentration, and he knew that he's going to be exposed. And so he's like, see ya. And here's the insulting part. They believe that we are so stupid as a people, as a culture, that we don't recognize or realize what's going on screen and off. And if you ever wondered why and how they get away with it, the government does it right in your face. And F you if you don't believe them. Because what are we going to do about it? Nothing. As usual. And then vote him in again next term. So let's recap. Here's one guy with a shape-shifting face. Here's a second beauty queen with the same malfunction going on with her camera. And lo and behold, 3 for 3 with the Mr. Duck out. All 3 afflicted with the same camera malfunction. But that's only 3. And they're not very popular. But here's one you'll know. Did you guess it? Do you know who she is? Take a wild guess. It begins with Jenna, ends with Bush. What are the odds of a camera malfunction happening on one of the world's most popular, most recognizable faces on the planet? Well, let's see. The odds are about 1 in 7 billion. And the proof isn't even in the pictures with this little story, because people interviewing her say the word change or reference vision or her inability to see what she looks like about 12 times throughout the entire interview. It's ridiculous. They're telling her, look, you're changing on camera. Obviously, you don't see yourself, so we'll cut away, give you a second to readjust your facial expressions or however they do it, and readjust yourself. and then we'll come back to you. And she still screws it up, like 3 times. And the reason she's screwing it up is because she claims she wrote this book about Anya or whatever. And every time she pretends to put herself in Anya's shoes, she's lying, because a ghostwriter wrote this book and she's taking credit for it. She has no idea who these teenagers are who have AIDS or are starving or impoverished countries. She's lying her ass off. She was told by someone else who actually went there what was going on, and she took credit for this book that she did not write. And that is why she's uncomfortable, and that is why she loses focus and her face dematerializes, or whatever you want to call it. And what kind of question is this coming
Do you
up?
think this changed you? Doing any kind of missionary work, I think, really changes a person. And
I know I repeated a couple segments, and I'm not counting those with the entirety of the video. But if you watch the original interview, they reference sight about 15 times, whether it's vision, images, seeing, changing, or shifting. They mention it constantly, and they're always focusing the camera elsewhere other than her. And yet, with all the verbal cues and the imagery, we're not supposed to put this together. You know, because it's just a camera glitch, and we're dumb American sheep. So they can pull the wool over our eyes that easily. And the reason they believe it's so easy to fool us is because the alternative is so unbelievable. That means you have to take a leap of faith and believe that there are shape-shifting families or aliens that are running this world. Not just the country, the entire planet. So how do you square that circle? Since Project Blue Book, I think that came out in the 50s. 1947, I think. Since Roswell, we have been conditioned, and there's been a concerted effort to brainwash the American public into thinking that people who believe in UFOs or aliens are absolutely insane. And if they do believe, they wind up discredited. So how easy is it for them to say, you're nuts, you believe in aliens, you must be crazy, that doesn't exist, so it's not happening live on television. And definitely not on our award-winning live news broadcasts. And so I ask you, I have not altered these videos. They're all in their original forms. All I did was download them and crop and paste and zoom in. But how are they all suffering from the same affliction of the face and the same colors? Orange, black, white, brown, green. And the same pattern. You know who else had that same pattern? The Mayans, when they drew it on their walls and then they had their artwork. They had the same exact patterns. Why? Because these are the Anunnaki, I believe. The shape-shifting lizard people or some crap. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, you keep watching. Somehow, some way, someone is going to spill the beans and the truth, and we will know. And I have to comment on this, because if you look at this woman's face, you could clearly see the pattern of camouflage, right? But then all of a sudden it articulates behind her head and covers the man's head behind her. Why is that? Is that a function of the hologram or whatever it is? It's definitely not a part of her skin. I think this is technological. Look, it streams all the way behind her. Right there. See it? How does that happen? But nowhere else, because it's a head behind her head. So somehow our direct viewing of it confused the technology, or the camera view confused the technology, and so it streamed camouflage to the head behind her. Now this next part may be relevant or it may not be, but notice how she uses a child to deflect from what's going on with her face. There she goes. Oh, look at the little child. He's so cute. Don't look at me. Right up until she resets her technology or gets some self-control and puts her face back on. All right, remember we were saying that it was maybe technological. You know, it produces a hologram or interferes with cameras or something. But maybe it's an effect of the skin. Maybe it's a self-defense mechanism produced by the skin. And if it takes a conscious effort to produce this effect, what happens if he's not looking? He doesn't know he's being watched. Does it automatically self-activate? Or if the technology's down, obviously that would show exactly what we are seeing now. And just in case you thought that first guy was a fluke, here's another guy that looks exactly like him. It could be the same guy. I don't know. I know he's not a burn victim because burns are not that smooth. I know. 6% of my body is burnt. and it's bubbly. It is not smooth. So go ahead and try to explain that. The way I explain it is he's not camouflaged. So here you go, side by side. 4 people with the same affliction of the face. Nowhere else. A glitch. It's not a glitch. This is them decloaking, or being decloaked, or having their technology shut down, or having their mental acuity shut down, or being unable to mentally produce the desired effect they're looking for. But there's a lot more of these, and I'll find them and post them. So, good night.